Making mistakes in thinking and action is not only natural for humans but also inevitable. Natural because humans are very weak and cannot always win the struggle with various events and surrounding conditions. Necessary because their knowledge is very narrow, and it is often difficult, even impossible, to determine what is wrong and what is right. I am not talking here only about weak-minded and ignorant people. This comment applies to everyone, strong or weak, ignorant or wise. The cheat, the bandit, the drunkard, the horse racing player, everyone knows that his work is not going well, he is going in the wrong direction. But where is the power to turn back from that path? His conscience may be stinging, but he does not obey his instincts. In this way, conscience and intellect gradually become weak or powerless. In other words, he finds arguments to support his actions and calms down the fierceness of his conscience. This oppression of conscience by instinct is the main sign of human weakness. Moreover, a person falls into such a whirlwind of events that he is forced, like a puppet, to make one mistake after another, and to cover up one mistake, he has to resort to 10 more. Humans are complex creatures, they have to work while maintaining 10 aspects. The world is also such a difficult place that sometimes, while trying to maintain one aspect, another aspect breaks down. These are the biggest problems in life. This is where most mistakes are made. This is where the uniqueness of humans also emerges beautifully. It is because humans have to go through such diverse events to be tested that their excellence is achieved, and in revealing these self-characteristics, the development of their beauty and ability is revealed. As I have said before, human knowledge is very narrow. Gradually, new fields of knowledge are opening up, and the incompleteness of old knowledge is becoming apparent. There are so many examples of this in history, science, poetry, philosophy, politics, ethics, practical knowledge, art and science, etc., that it is redundant to give examples. This shows that what seems true and accurate today may prove to be false or partially true in the future. Therefore, we cannot boast too much about the ideals we follow today, because our arrogant pride today may turn into a humble shame tomorrow. The real knowledge of man comes through the senses, that is, through experience. A child cannot be protected from the flames of fire, the edge of a knife, or the heat of a pepper. If it could be, it would be lost forever. What is true for a child is also true for a mature person to some extent. Where direct knowledge is lacking, all knowledge remains incomplete. He who has not suffered the pain of losing his way can never enjoy the joy of walking on the right path. He who has not fallen into the water and drowned can never fully understand the joy of riding safely in a boat. People make mistakes and then they find the truth by correcting those mistakes. The common idea is that it is wiser to learn by watching than by standing still. But there is also a saying that a rope around the neck of too much intelligence. Many times the seeds of danger are hidden within the calmness of life. The truth is, the knowledge and education that comes from life experience and deep feelings are truly incomparable. It is much healthier to develop in joy within the vastness of the outside world than to live in a small space. However, one must learn by seeing the misery of others, because it is impossible for one person to gain all kinds of experience. Our present is the result of billions of experiences, so there is no doubt that the experience of others is also needed in the journey of life. The incomplete or untested knowledge obtained from others must be verified through one's own experience and made it one's own. This is the path to a healthy and nutritious life. People are finding the truth by stepping on such mistakes and thus gradually progressing. If we do not make mistakes, the true form of truth is not grasped. It is like a game of hide and seek between light and darkness. Just as a flower is seen from different angles and its new beauty is seen, such truth also has to be examined in various ways through various incidents. Only then can its whole form be grasped. It is doubtful whether any great truth has been grasped in its entirety so far. However, the more exceptions to the truth we see, the better we have understood it. Sadness hurts people as much as happiness does. Some people can accept happiness as indifferently as they can, but they cannot easily hide sadness in their hearts even if they try. That is why the value of sadness in life is much greater. You have to experience sadness first, only then will all your feelings be alert and sharp. The one who feels sad by making a mistake makes the mistake worthwhile. And the one who is calm and has no self-judgment even after making a mistake, truth and falsehood, sin and virtue, are nothing but meaningless words to him. The greatest value of mistakes in personal life is that mistakes purify a person by burning him in the fire of sorrow and regret, and take him a long way towards achieving humanity. Another important thing about mistakes is that if you don't make mistakes, you can't be loving. The reason for this is that the root of love is compassion. No matter how much you say it, someone whose pride has not been crushed by his own mistakes often has a hidden sense of arrogance and disregard for others. I think this is why the group of orthodox moralists apply very harsh judgments to others, and this is why they cannot be social at all. When the time comes to examine their own or their loved ones lives with that cruel yardstick of judgment, that is when they first realize how natural and inevitable it is to make mistakes. Then their perspective changes, their soul and mind are filled with compassion. Then their illusions of imagination are broken. That is when they first realize that they are a human being. Mistakes made by themselves prevent people from hating each other, teach them to be loving, and create a sense of kinship with all people. It may sound strange to hear this, but it is true. It is no small blessing for the world that something as simple as a mistake, which happens so often, is so useful to humans. It seems that this usefulness of mistakes has been more beneficial than any attempt to uncover the truth in the history of human civilization. In fact, the world is so beautiful because of mistakes. If there were no mistakes, it is doubtful whether the world would have had so much room and development for the gentle qualities of kindness, compassion, forgiveness, love, etc. Moreover, if there were no mistakes, all the good efforts and progress of man for so long would have been stopped and all the nonsense would have become useless. This is the value of mistakes.